So, herzlich willkommen zur Spiel 2022. Wir sind hier am Stand von Funko Games. Hello.
Hello.
With me here is Stefan.
Hello everybody, nice to meet you. So I'm Stéphane Brissot. I am the Senior Director Games for Funko MEA. So we are overseeing all Europe, Middle East and Africa from our office in London, UK.
Thanks too. And you have brought us the Legacy of Isla Nublar.
Yes.
And for those who don't know Isla Nublar, it sounds familiar. It's
a place where there are lots of dinosaurs, you know, like so in fact, yeah, it's our Jurassic World legacy game. So it was kickstarted recently with a great campaign. And today at the Spiel we are doing a pre-sale because some of the backer in Europe haven't received their game yet. So we're waiting for everybody to get their game so we can finally release the game at retail. So what the game is, as you can see on the table here, we have a map of the island which we're going to use during our 12 scenarios. For those of you who are not familiar with a legacy game is a game which evolves as you are playing, and depending on the decisions and action you are making during your turn, you are changing the content of the game by adding stickers on the board, by scratching character card to reveal new features, etc., etc. So that's what the concept of the legacy game is, which also means that at the end of the 12 scenario, your version of Jurassic World Legacy of Isla Nublar is going to be quite different from my version because my group would have taken different decisions. We will have destroyed some elements and enchant some things. So that's the concept of legacy. The other thing worth noting about our game is at the end of the 12 scenario, you have a game that you can replay ever and ever, whether in some other legacy game, once you are done, you just don't play the game again.
Okay, so it's not just I have this 12 scenarios and then I'm finished with the game. The game has evolved into something different from your game, from my game, from any other game, but I can play it over and over again after that.
Yes, exactly. Let's dive into the game.
So how do we play Legacy of Isla Nublar? I see character cards, I see dinosaurs, obviously. So we have a rule book, which is the basic rule book that's right here. And as I say, there are legacy elements. Like, for example, when we open one of those 12 envelopes here, we're going to have some stickers to change some rule. I think there is something about the weather here happening or something like that. And we are now doing the introduction tutorial. So we open the envelope, and in the envelope, we start with a little comic book which will first describe everything that's in that envelope. So we have 4 special cards. That's going to be the round card for the game. And then we're going to have 2 followers. We're going to have 4 survey tokens, some road, some walls, 2 buildings, and our first 5 characters. Each character have different features. Then on the next page, it's telling us how to set up the board for this specific scenario. So we are going to set up each survey token under one of the dinosaurs, and we are going to lay the 4 round card this way and take one of the generic dinosaur round. So that's the setup of our starting game. What is our goal in that scenario? The goal in the scenario is right here. We have to survey the 4 tokens. At this time, the rule doesn't really tell us how this happened. We just know that's one of our goals. We need to build the genetic lab and the visitor center. Again, the rules are not telling us yet how to do that. And then we need to resolve each minigame in both the visitor center and the genetic lab, assign the DNA sequence, and find some chemical element in the visitor center. So that's all we know for now. But the rule book told us that when we start the game, we are flipping the first card. So we are flipping the first round card here, which has a little flavor text, and it's also telling us that, if I may, so it's called Survey the Island. We'll decide the best place to build after meeting with the survey crew. Well, there you go. It's going to give us an insight about the building.
When you search, also reveal and take a survey token in your zone. So, search is one of the 5 actions that our character can do. I should say that we have 9 action tokens that we are dividing amongst the player. So if there are 4 of us, each player has 3 actions, and we can play in any sequence. The action we can do are run. We can move our character 2 squares in any direction, not diagonally, only perpendicularly. We can go through walls. We cannot go through mountains. We can do a risky run. If we happen to run through a dinosaur, we're going to have to roll a die, and we will match with our defense. We can lead, which allows us to move a follower with us. We can herd by putting one of the herd tokens under a dinosaur. In order to do that, we need 2 characters because they are pretty big, so we need 2 characters to be able to herd. And a dinosaur that is herd, we can move them around, we can move them with them, and at the end of the round, we are going to ignore their move that they were supposed to do. We can rest. If we are inside one of the 2 buildings, we can gain back life points. And finally, we can trade. If we are in the same square, we can exchange an item. Now, this card was talking about the search action. The search action is, if I'm in sector 6, I can use one of my action tokens to do a search. I search sector 6 right here, and I reveal the card on sector 6. So the card is going to tell me what movement and action the dinosaurs are going to do at the end of the round. So this card say, I see 0 item. That was unfortunate. I don't get an item. If there was a number, I will collect an item. They are obviously extra power. The green icons are showing us what the herbivore dinosaurs, so the 2 green guys, are going to do at the end of the round on zone 6. They're going to move north. Well, this one is in 6. So he cannot go north because he's already up. And they're going to go east, which is this way. There you go. So it's going to move like that, exactly. And the carnivore, the red one, they're going to move west. So we know now that at the end of this round, those are the moves of the dinosaurs. So remember, I told you I can hurt them. If I don't want the carnivore to move toward me, I can hurt them. It's going to make us ignore that move. So that's the search. But also, according to the first turn card, if I do a search in a place where there is a survey token, I take that survey token and I do what it says. It says, immediately place a barrier token between any 2 zones and discard this token. So I take a barrier and I put it between 2 zones and discard that token. So the barrier, the character can go through the barriers, but the dinosaur cannot. But they can try to damage them. If they attack them twice, they destroy the barriers. Eventually, one of the tokens is going to be the genetic lab, another one token is going to be the visitor center, but we won't know exactly what to do. In consequent round, it's going to tell us, you build the visitor center. Now we can move and get inside. Depending on which room of the building we are, we can activate some power to shift some of the tile in order to resolve the mini games. Now let's talk about the movement of the dinosaur, because this is really what it's all about. So on the back of your character card, you have the hunting sequence of the dinosaur. It's pretty elaborate. When one of the sector cards show you a hunting symbol like that, we know that the carnivores are going to hunt at the end of that round. That's the rawr. So what's happening? According to the card, when a predator hunts, the first thing they try to do is find a prey. A prey is anything juicy and squishy, like a character, a follower, or even another dinosaur. Why not? So the dinosaur will attack. Let's say, for example, we are lucky we are not in the vicinity of what's happening, but poor Triceratops is having some grass there, and the T-Rex is deciding he wants to go after him. So that's a T-Rex. Each dinosaur has a card that defines their life points. So the T-Rex has 3 life points. It has 4 attack dice. It's pretty bad. And is immune for 1 claw and 1 explosion on the dice result. He's attacking the Triceratops, who is a cool little dude who only have 2 life points, and he has 1 defense against a claw and an explosion. So let's see what's happening here. Rolling our die. Oh, that is bad. That is very bad. So we are saving this one and ignore this one, but he's taking 2 damage. And he only have 2 life points. This is very unfortunate. Mr. Triceratops just died. We don't want the dinosaur to die, because when they die, we have consequence points. We are flipping 2 of those triangles here. And the number of distribution here is 1, 0, 3, 3 ones, and 2 twos. If we reveal 5 consequences, we lose the game. So you want to keep the dinosaur open. So let's see. We are reading 2. 0. Ooh, that's good. And 2. That is terrible. Okay, so that's not looking good for our first round. We already took 2 consequence points. So that was the hunt. Now, if there is no prey in the vicinity of the predator, let's say, for example, like that, the predator is going to try to destroy a building. So there is a wall right here. We're going to put a damage counter on it. It's taken 1 damage. If the T-Rex attack 1 more time the wall disappears. Exactly. Last thing, if there is no prey and no building to destroy, he still wants to do something, so he's going to do an ambush. We have that cool 20-sided dice. We're going to roll the die, and the dinosaur is going to show up in spot 1, which is right here. Oh, hello, Triceratops. So, and then now it's bad for little guy. So that's pretty much the mechanic of the game. Again, this is just the tutorial introductory scenario to get familiar with the mechanic. We encourage people to play the tutorial several times to really get the mechanic. It's collaborative, you have to talk. For example, John Hammond, his power is that he can move another character. So I see a lot of players, we all start on the heliport here, and usually John Hammond stays in the heliport, and he just moves people around because it's a very good power. So there are different strategies. As I said, as we open all those, that big stack of envelope, there are 27 different characters from the movie. There are 12 dinosaurs that's going to be revealed. We're going to have vehicle, more buildings, etc., etc. There is an entire lore of Jurassic World in that 7-kilogram Legacy game.
For how many players is a scenario?
Up to 4.
But a lot of characters to choose from, and a lot of dinosaurs to escape or save.
Exactly. Well, you want to keep them alive, just keep them away from you, like in the movie.
Yeah. Very good. And I said before, I really like the art style of the game, because it's not just pictures from the movies, because it's a very distinctive and unique art style.
I like to call it the Funko touch. Like all our games, we take the original pictures from the movies, but instead of just slapping them on our components, we are redrawing the art. So you can definitely recognize that there is no question, this is John Hammond, it looks like him, but it's a cool art. And like the rule book is a little comic book. So it's a very unique feel. All the cards look like a comic strip. We love that. We love the vintage look of our product.
Very cool, and I think with those 12 scenarios had a lot of fun. Scenario roughly, you play around how long?
They take about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on the complexity and how fast you are, but it's 20 plus hours of fun in the box, for sure.
Okay, thanks very much for the explanation and showing us this wonderful game. I wish you all the best luck with it and a lot of fun on the SPIEL tour.
Thank you very much for stopping by, and you have a great show too. We are very happy to be here.
Thanks very much.
Bye.